You know, it's funny, when Independence Day Resurgence came out, I thought to myself, there is absolutely no way that a blockbuster sequel is going to be as terrible as this one is. Well, thanks to Pacific Rim Uprising, I was proven wrong. So, Pacific Rim Uprising is a sequel to the film directed by Guillermo del Toro, Pacific Rim, which I will tell you right up front, I don't think that film's great. Also, with the Independence Day situation, I don't think Independence Day is great, but both Pacific Rim and Independence Day, they have enjoyable elements in it, and they're enjoyable, fun blockbuster movies. Yeah, Pacific Rim Uprising is not, but we're gonna get into that. You just wait. So, in Pacific Rim Uprising, John Boyega plays the son of Colonel Pentecost, played by Idris Elba in the first Pacific Rim movie. And, you know, he's just a guy wandering around. He thinks he's all that. He thinks he's the coolest guy ever. And then he gets pulled into a situation where he has to get up in a Jaeger suit with a few of his buddies, and they have to go up against the Kaiju and try to protect the human race. Now, that's the baseline plot of this. But in all honesty, guys, I don't really want to go too deep into this film, because this film wasn't too deep. And this film is one of the biggest disappointments since, like I said, Independence Day Resurgence. And I know a few of you are probably going to be wondering why I'm making comparisons like this. It's because when it comes to Pacific Rim Uprising, or when it comes to Independence Day Resurgence, the problems that they have are very similar. Right up front with the characters. Look, when it comes to the characters that were in the first Pacific Rim film, although I thought the performances may not have been great, I thought the characters were fantastic. Take Mako, for example, or take Colonel Pentecost, played by Idris Elba brilliantly in that film, and then compare him to the characters we have here. We have Scott Eastwood, which I feel so bad for this guy. He is the son of one of the most talented directors and actors out there, and his agent is giving him like the most terrible scripts and things to go off of. I mean, you have this movie, you also have Suicide Squad, you also have Fast 8. I mean, I enjoyed Fast and Furious 8, don't get me wrong, but still, I mean, I don't even understand what's going on here. And then you have John Boyega, which I'm going to say John Boyega by far is the best part of this movie because of that John Boyega charm that he brings to every role. He puts in 110%. But everything else in this movie, guys, what a mess. You know, it's funny for a film to be set out to be a fun blockbuster movie, to be filled with action, and it's supposed to try to grip you. And then it doesn't, and it just winds up boring you because nothing on screen makes you even care about anybody. I mean, I'm not even joking. This film bothered me on so many levels. And the fact of the matter is, it's boring, it's slow, and oh gosh, they make a decision with, you remember the scientists from the first Pacific Rim movie? The ones that, granted, I thought they worked, but a couple people thought they were cartoony. They make a choice with Charlie Day's character in this movie. Guys, there's a meme circulating around the internet, and it's true. The fact is, every thought that people have about Jar Jar Binks when it comes to the Phantom Menace can be circulated and applied to Charlie Day's character in this film. The decision of where they choose to take him, the dialogue they give him, it's horrendous. And it sucks because Charlie Day is one of my favorite comedians out there. I think he's hilarious. But what he does in this movie, and I mentioned the script, holy gosh, how can a screenplay be so utterly, tragically, poorly written? I mean, look, it feels as though somebody said, hey, let's make a robot fighting movie where giant robots go up against aliens that come from the crater in the middle of the earth or the Pacific Rim. And let's have a 5-year-old write it. And that's honestly what it feels like at this point. I hated Pacific Rim Uprising. It's boring. The performance besides John Boyega are horrendous. And this is the worst sequel to a movie I think I've ever seen since Independence Day Resurgence. And guys, I'm done talking about this. Pacific Rim Uprising stay in your shorts. And as always, it is what you say that matters. So have you had a chance to see Pacific Rim Uprising? And what did you think of it? Whatever your thoughts may be, guys, put them down below in the comment section so we can get a conversation started. Of course, I love all of you. You guys are all awesome. And if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.